If you were expecting a Social Security deposit of around $2,434 in March and your bank account showed something lower, you are not alone. Retirees from across the country have been asking the same question. Was my benefit reduced? Did something change? Where did the rest of my money go? Let's clear this up calmly and clearly, because for many retirees, this is not a cut, it is not a mistake, and it is not a hidden penalty. It is confusion surrounding a number that has been circulating, $2,434, and what actually lands in your bank account. Let's talk about that number. You may have seen headlines or heard online that the average Social Security benefit is now around $2,434 per month. That figure refers to an estimated average retirement benefit for certain workers in 2025, typically those who worked full careers with steady earnings. But here is what many people do not realize. That number is a gross benefit. Gross means before deductions, and this is where many people become confused. The amount the Social Security Administration calculates as your monthly benefit is not always the same amount that gets deposited into your bank account. Here is what this means for you. If your gross benefit is $2,434, that is the starting number. From there, certain deductions may be automatically taken out before the money ever reaches you. The most common one is Medicare Part B. Let me explain why this matters. Most retirees have their Medicare Part B premium automatically deducted from their Social Security check. It is convenient. You do not have to send a separate payment, but it also means your deposit is lower than your official benefit amount. So if your gross benefit is $2,434 and your Medicare Part B premium is, for example, around $174.70 per month, which has been the standard premium in recent years, though it can adjust annually, your net deposit would be closer to $2,259. That difference surprises people. They see $2,434 mentioned in an article. Then they look at their bank account and see $2,259, and suddenly it feels like something is missing. Nothing is missing. It was deducted before deposit. Now let's layer in another detail. Some retirees pay more than the standard Medicare premium because of something called IRMAA, the Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. If your income from 2 years ago was above certain thresholds, your Medicare premium can be higher. That means instead of $174.70 being deducted, it could be $244.60, $349.40, or even more depending on income brackets. Imagine this example. A retiree worked 40 years as an electrician in Pennsylvania. His gross Social Security benefit is $2,434, but because he withdrew funds from his retirement account 2 years ago, his income triggered a higher Medicare premium tier. Instead of the standard deduction, he is paying around $244 per month for Part B, so his bank deposit might be closer to $2,190. If he did not realize that adjustment was applied, March might feel like a sudden loss. But it is not a new reduction. It is a premium deduction that was either adjusted for the year or misunderstood. And here is another reason March can feel confusing. By the time March arrives, most retirees have already experienced the annual COLA increase in January. They saw their benefit go up slightly due to cost of living adjustments. But sometimes Medicare premiums also adjust at the start of the year, so the COLA increase can be partially offset by a higher Medicare deduction. For example, if your COLA added $65 to your monthly benefit, but your Medicare premium increased by $20, your net gain is really about $45. On paper, your benefit went up. In your bank account, the increase may feel smaller. This is where expectations and reality do not always match. Let's break it down in plain terms. Your Social Security statement shows your gross monthly benefit. Medicare Part B is usually deducted automatically, possibly Part D if you elected that through Social Security, possibly an IRMAA surcharge if your income was higher. The remaining amount is what hits your bank. So when someone says retirees are getting $2,434, that does not mean every retiree receives that exact deposit. It means that is an average gross figure for certain beneficiaries, and averages can be misleading. Some retirees receive $1,600. Some receive $2,100. Some receive $3,000 or more. The $2,434 figure sits in the middle. If you were expecting exactly $2,434 to show up in March, and it did not, the first step is not panic. The first step is understanding gross versus net. Here is something important to remember. The Social Security Administration does not quietly reduce benefits without notice. If there were a true reduction, you would receive a formal letter explaining the change. Automatic Medicare deductions, however, happen every single month unless you are enrolled in a program that pays them for you. And that brings us to another layer. Some retirees qualify for state Medicaid assistance programs that cover their Medicare Part B premium. If you are in one of those programs, your gross and net might match more closely. But if you recently crossed an income threshold and no longer qualify for assistance, your Medicare premium could begin coming out of your Social Security again, making your deposit suddenly lower. That can feel like a cut, even though your base benefit has not changed. This is why March feels confusing for so many people. The headlines focus on one number, your bank account shows another, and the gap is not always explained clearly. Let me say something reassuring. If your March deposit was lower than $2,434, that does not automatically mean there was a mistake. It does not mean Congress cut Social Security. It does not mean your COLA disappeared. In most cases, it means Medicare premiums were deducted. But we are not done yet. Let's look closely at the Medicare deduction many retirees overlook, including IRMAA adjustments, Part D premiums, and why some people are paying more than they realize. And let's also talk about how to check your exact numbers step by step, so you can confirm everything yourself with confidence. For now, take a breath. Your benefit likely was not reduced. It was adjusted before deposit. And once you understand that difference, the confusion starts to fade. When Social Security calculates your monthly retirement benefit, that number is your gross amount. It is the full benefit you earned based on your work record. But once you enroll in Medicare, certain premiums are automatically deducted before the money ever reaches your bank account. The biggest one is Medicare Part B. Part B covers doctor visits, outpatient care, preventive services, and durable medical equipment. Most retirees are enrolled in Part B, and most have the premium taken directly out of their Social Security check. That deduction happens quietly. You do not write a check. You do not see a bill. It is simply removed before deposit. For many retirees, the standard Part B premium is deducted each month. But here is where it gets more complicated. Some people pay more than the standard premium because of something called IRMAA, the income-related monthly adjustment amount. This is where many people get confused. IRMAA is based on your income from 2 years ago. So your 2025 Medicare premium is generally based on your 2023 tax return. If your income crossed certain thresholds even once, your Part B premium could be higher. Let's use a simple example. A retiree's gross Social Security benefit is $2,434. She expects to see that amount deposited, but 2 years ago she sold a rental property and reported higher income than usual. Because of that, she falls into a higher bracket. Instead of paying the standard Part B premium, she pays a higher monthly amount. Now, instead of seeing around $2,259 after a standard deduction, her deposit might be closer to $2,150 or even lower. Nothing was cut. Her benefit was not reduced. The higher Medicare premium was deducted first, and it does not stop there. If you are enrolled in a Medicare Part D prescription drug plan, that premium can also be deducted from your Social Security check. Some retirees also have Medicare Advantage plans with additional premiums. So your deductions might include Part B, Part D, and possible IRMAA surcharges on both. When you add those together, your net deposit can look very different from the gross benefit number you hear online. Here is what this means for you. If your March deposit did not match the number you expected, the first thing to check is your Medicare premium notice. Every fall, Medicare sends out an annual notice explaining what your premiums will be for the coming year. Many retirees glance at it and set it aside, but those numbers directly affect your monthly Social Security deposit. If your income has dropped since the tax year Medicare is using to calculate IRMAA, you can actually request a reconsideration of your IRMAA amount. That is done through Social Security, and in some cases, it can lower your premium. The key point is this: the difference between $2,434 and what hits your bank account is usually Medicare related. Not a benefit cut, not a mistake, not a vanished payment, just a deduction that many retirees do not realize is happening automatically. Now let's talk about timing. Social Security payments follow a strict schedule based on your birth date. If your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th of the month, your payment is typically sent on the second Wednesday. If your birthday falls between the 11th and the 20th, your payment usually arrives on the third Wednesday. And if your birthday is between the 21st and the 31st, you are generally paid on the fourth Wednesday. SSI payments are different. Supplemental Security income is usually paid on the first of the month, unless the first falls on a weekend or federal holiday. In that case, the payment is sent on the prior business day. This matters because sometimes confusion is not about the amount, it is about timing. If your payment date shifts slightly due to a holiday, or if your bank posts deposits later in the day, it can create unnecessary worry. Here is what this means for you. If your deposit seems late, wait at least 3 mailing days before assuming there is a problem. Most of the time, delays are bank processing related, not Social Security errors. Now let's talk about verifying your actual benefit amount. The most reliable way to confirm your gross monthly benefit is through your My Social Security account. Once you log in, you can see your benefit verification letter. That document shows your full monthly entitlement before deductions. Compare that number to your bank deposit. Then check the section that lists deductions. It will typically show Medicare Part B and possibly Part D. This simple comparison clears up confusion for most retirees within minutes. But what if the numbers truly do not match? If your Medicare deduction seems higher than it should be, review your annual Medicare premium notice. Look for any IRMAA adjustment listed. If your income has dropped due to retirement, reduced work, divorce, or the death of a spouse, you may qualify for a premium reconsideration. You can contact Social Security directly to request that review. Also, some retirees qualify for Medicare savings programs through their state. These programs can help pay Part B premiums for lower-income individuals. If you are in a state like California, New York, Texas, or Florida, your state Medicaid office can provide details about eligibility. There is also the Extra Help program for Part D prescription drug costs that can significantly reduce premiums and out-of-pocket expenses. Now let's address something important. There is no special $2,434 stimulus payment being issued in March. That number reflects an average gross retirement benefit, not a bonus or new program. If you have heard rumors about surprise checks, be cautious. Official updates always come from official government websites. Let's summarize this section simply. Check your payment date. Verify your gross benefit online. Review your Medicare deductions. Confirm whether any income-based adjustments apply. Most March confusion comes down to understanding the numbers, not missing money. If there is one message to walk away with, it is this: your gross Social Security benefit is not always the same as your bank deposit. That $2,434 number that has been circulating represents an average gross retirement benefit for certain earners. It is not a guaranteed deposit amount. It is not a stimulus check, And it is not a special March bonus. It is a starting number before deductions. Here is what this means for you. If your deposit was lower than $2,434, the most likely reason is Medicare premiums being deducted automatically. Part B is the most common. Part D can also be included. And if your income was higher 2 years ago, IRMAA adjustments may increase those deductions even more. That is not a benefit cut. That is how the system is designed to operate. Now let's simplify everything in plain terms. First, your Social Security benefit under current law is still being paid in full. Second, Medicare premiums are typically deducted before the money hits your bank. Third, income-related adjustments can increase those deductions. Fourth, payment timing depends on your birth date or SSI status. Once you understand those 4 points, the confusion starts to disappear. If you want real clarity, here are 3 practical steps you can take this week. Log into your My Social Security account and look at your benefit verification letter that shows your gross monthly amount. Then review your Medicare premium notice. Confirm what your Part B and Part D premiums are for this year. Finally, compare those numbers to your bank deposit. Gross benefit minus premiums equals your net deposit. If the math lines up, you can relax knowing everything is operating correctly. If it does not, then you have something specific to ask Social Security about, and specific questions get specific answers. Now, I also want to address something emotional here. When you live on a fixed income, even a $20 difference feels significant. A $100 difference feels alarming. You plan carefully, you budget carefully, and you deserve stability. That is why understanding your numbers is so important. Clarity removes fear. If your income has dropped since the tax year Medicare is using to calculate IRMAA, contact Social Security and ask about filing for a reconsideration. If your income is limited, check whether your state offers Medicare savings programs that could cover your Part B premium. And if prescription costs are high, look into the Extra Help program. These programs are real. They exist. And many eligible retirees never apply simply because they do not know. Before closing, let's summarize the most important takeaway in the simplest way possible. The $2,434 figure is a gross average benefit. Medicare premiums are deducted automatically. Your net deposit will usually be lower than the headline number. Most March confusion is about deductions, not reductions. Your Social Security benefit remains intact under current law. Payments are continuing. There has been no hidden March cut tied to that number. Your benefit matters. Your healthcare coverage matters. And your peace of mind matters just as much. Stay informed. Stay steady. And remember, understanding the difference between gross and net can turn confusion into confidence.
Yeah, grind mode on, can't kill my drive. Turn the pressure up, I come alive. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. Wake up with a vision, I'm locked on the target. Turn pain into fuel, I'm a flame, I spark it. No shortcuts here, I embrace every test. Pressure on my shoulders, still I handle it best. I was made for the climb, every loss, every scar. Built me in the steel, now I shine like a star. If the road gets rough, I just double my speed. Ambition on 10, I was born to lead. Grind mode on, I don't fold, I don't quit. Hunger in my chest, every beat I commit. Eyes on the prize, no sleep till it's won. World in my hands when the grind mode's on. They said limits exist, but I shattered the frame. Every wall in my path is just fuel for the flame. Discipline heavy, but my spirit is free. I don't chase success, success chases me. I'm the storm and the calm, I'm the rise, I'm the proof. Every bar that I drop is the grind in the booth. Blood, sweat, tears, that's the code I trust. I don't wait for the crown, I earn it